I told you I'd have coffee in this one. Definitely fucking told you that. If I didn't... What are you doing? If I didn't tell you that, I don't know what to say. But, yeah, no, I guess this is going to be the later date Carrie review. I still haven't looked at it. Like, the moment I finished the other video, I just walked over and started making my coffee and decided to do the intro with the coffee. Because I do that now and then. Just coffee intro. I feel like it's a nice way to start off a video. Especially the ones that would be a little odder to talk about because of the content. This isn't one of those cases, but still, I do kind of like this sort of thing. It's one of those more human aspects of my channel, you know, the sort of thing where I show just typical shit and mess ups, and sometimes I call myself on them, sometimes I don't. Small details like that. I feel like it adds a little bit of character and originality to the channel, even though there's not much in this channel to begin with. This channel is really just a fun thing. Even if no one enjoys the content, aside from myself, maybe a couple others, but they only really enjoy the content because they are either personally invested in my life or are doing similar things. It's kind of a mixed bag. Basically, unless I'm really close to you and... You know, I don't even want to talk about this right now. I'm reading. Shut up. Who's a good potato? It's been Lee here, and it's time for the 2013 review of Carrie. I do actually like this one a bit more than the first, in all honesty. Not taken away from the first, but this one, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that I really took an interest in. Specifically, I'm sorry, man, but your name escapes me. The director's line of thinking and action when dealing with the cast and crew. Basically, she wanted her actors to spend as much time together as possible and kind of build a little bit of a relationship, not too big or anything, but enough to really get into character and feel comfortable in their environment, and it really reflected in the work that they did. Now, I do have a few nitpicky things in this as well, but we'll go ahead and you know, start from the beginning where it belongs. There's the cover. Don't remember if I showed it. So, same plot as last time with a few minor changes. First of all, the bullying is now cyberbullying. The incident that took place in the first one that really started off as the bullying incident, Carrie gets her period in the gym. She doesn't realize what it is because of how sheltered she is. All the girls start making fun of her, throwing maxi pads and tampons at her, telling her to plug it up. It's very fucked. One of the girls initially stops and would later become important to the story. But that incident was recorded and then later posted online. So that's kind of a different aspect. It's a little more personal with the bullies as opposed to the previous film. The previous film was pretty much just centered on Carrie. And by the time the peak of the bullying happens, you've really seen a lot of infighting and stuff like that. You know, they're being punished for it and they're wanting to take it out on Carrie. For the most part. One girl specifically goes out of her way to take it out. Are you okay? That sounded like it fucking hurt. Jesus Christ. You good? He's good. So, it drives a little bit of a wedge between the bullies. Now, in this one, one of the bullies is actually feeling apologetic for what she did to Carrie. She asked her boyfriend to go ahead and ask Carrie to the prom. 1, because she can't go. 2, because she was involved with the incident that was recorded. And 3, because the guy defended a poem that she read in class. In the first film, the guy read a poem and it was made fun of. And Carrie kind of backed it and went, hey, this is actually really beautiful. But in this time, it was a complete and total flip. The teacher was picking on her for how dark the poem was, and he said, you know, it's an awesome form of expression. I digress, though. Let's get closer to the important shit. So when one of the bullies, I believe Chris, is denied the privilege to go to prom, she goes ahead and takes down Carrie, decides to go ahead and set up the whole pig blood thing that's gonna happen at prom. You know, just horrible thing that's gonna get pretty much everybody killed, or most of the graduating class killed. The setup was pretty much the same, Only in this one, because of how personal it was with the bullies, it left a little something to be desired. You could tell that Chris was very spoiled. You could tell that she really wasn't grounded in any way, shape, or form. Instead of pushing blame on the teacher that denied her the ability to go to prom, she focuses on Carrie. And the hatred gets to the point where she really just wants to fucking kill her. The escalation is so sudden. But, I mean, they added so much to the film already that I guess that's sort of slipped their mind with all the work that was going into it. Let's be fair. The casting and crew did an excellent job on this film. But that's one little hole that I have to complain about. Just, why does she feel so much rage towards this one misfit individual who gets a little bit of a spark and ends up climbing a little bit socially? He starts opening up a bit more. I mean, granted, you might not want to see them in their social circle, but she's still an outcast, even as she's kind of rising. She really doesn't have any fucking friends. It could be that the splitting between the bullies is what drove her to this, but, I mean, there wasn't too much of an emphasis on that. Other than that, ending's pretty much the same, only I think Carrie dies in this one as well. But yeah. End of the film is basically everything's gone. Everyone remembers Carrie as some sort of freak that's burning in hell. Woo!
Are you even trying anymore?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Honestly, I've just been working myself half to death. That's all it is. That's the only reason that... Well, that, and I'm just wanting to go ahead and... But... I'm not too focused on this at the moment, but I'm trying to get the facts across. I'm trying to, adequately fill you in on, what I can take away from my experiences with these films. Honestly, I wish I could give these more attention, but, with these, all you can really do is sum them up, at least from my standpoint, someone who doesn't have that much time and is probably distracted whenever viewing them. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one 4.5 potatoes. That's half a potato over the original one, specifically for... the chemistry between characters, excellent cinematography, appropriate use of CG. People will typically go completely all out, have entire characters that are CG. They used it when there was nothing that they could really do that made them happy with what was going on. So yeah, this one was actually fairly appropriate. I do love it. I do love the message that Carrie has always given off. And I do actually recommend this one. I recommend both of them. So go ahead and post in the comments if you're going to watch this film. If you've already seen it, what were your thoughts on it? Like, comment, subscribe, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, yes!